So we left off on part one of what seems to be a code red. Well, I won't go that far. I won't say it's a code red, but there's a lot of people who have issues with YouTuber O'Shea Duke Jackson. And I'm gonna tell you something. O'Shea Duke Jackson, I don't consider him just a YouTuber. This guy has been around for quite some time. And, I was just on a stream. And, I have no skin in the game. I just want to make that clear. I'm just a guy who's moving in my lane. And I'm learning as much as I can. And I've always been a guy. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe O'Shea Duke Jackson, from a lot of the material that I hear him put out, he gives me the impression he's probably about my age. I'm 41. And I graduated the year 2000. I should have graduated 1999. But I was in a situation where I had a mother who was not on point in her life. And in the earlier stages of my life, I did not pass kindergarten because of a lot of the movements of my mother. And so because I got held back in kindergarten, I ended up graduating the year 2000 instead of graduating 1999. And so these are the things and the reasons why I say I cannot wait to hear the LeBron James story. And I hope that when he retires, he gives us a real story where he doesn't shield his mother. Be real. Tell us the truth. We understand that we love our parents through some things that they do to us, but just be honest about the journey, because a LeBron James is something like me when it comes down to mothers. And you can go and research that yourself and really do some due diligence, and you'll find out some of the things that Gloria James put LeBron through and why he would be such a stressed young child, adolescent, going through things, hopping from place to place. Those are the things I went through. Those are the things that I can absolutely relate with LeBron James. But I say all that to say this. Based off a lot of the things that I've heard O'Shea Duke Jackson put out, I get the impression that he's probably my age or around the same age. And he recently put it out there that he was a father. I had no idea of that after listening to his material for this year. This is the first year that I got hip to O'Shea Duke Jackson. That was because of Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels sent me to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Listening to Kevin Samuels, listening to the people that he called out and gave shout-outs to. For all those that try to act like Kevin never gave shout-outs, he gave shout-outs, and that's how I got to O'Shea Duke Jackson, by the shout-out. And mediocre tutorials, and he didn't have to give a shout out to the lead attorney. The lead attorney just popped up in my feed one day, and I figured out who he was. And just once you start cycling, through certain people, the algorithm will just kind of suggest stuff to you. But anyway, as we get back to this, I just wanted to kind of give a backstory on, to let you know that I have nothing against O'Shea Duke Jackson. But and I don't want to say it like that. We're so used to saying but, and I don't want to negate everything before that I just said. I don't have any issues against O'Shea Duke Jackson. However, that's what I'll say, because my however was going to lead to today. However, the algorithm sent me to a Ramil the Radical, and when I came about his page, I had just saw the O'Shea Duke Jackson yesterday about the Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels stuff, and the comparisons about the following. And I mean, this Ramil guy was going in on O'Shea, and I just stopped. I said, man, because I follow O'Shea. I'm a subscriber. I listen to him. I actually get notifications, and I listen to all his current stuff. And so I'm listening to this guy going at O'Shea, and then all of a sudden he's got a panel, and they going nuts about O'Shea, and then they go all the way deep off the deep end into some other stuff. And the stream was about 3 hours long. I'm in the gym. I'm just finishing up now, and you know, getting this material together at the same time. So it's just like, wow, like, it's just crazy to me. And the only thing that really caught my attention was a lot of the things that Ramil was calling out. The things, you know, being from Gary, Indiana, I'm aware of Andrew Tate. And so I've seen him pop up before, even though I'm not a crazy follower. We most of us have seen his stuff pop up. And we know, I mean, being in different parts of Indiana, I'm familiar, you know, most people wouldn't know how much of a chess state this is. But when you think about Andrew Tate, the junior or the second, who passed away, Andrew Tate's father, his father won the United States Armed Forces Chess Championship 5 times. He won the Indiana State Championship 6 times. So this guy was serious when it came down to chess. You know, he also, you know, it also says he was inducted into the Indiana State Chess Hall of Fame in 2005. That's how serious this cat was in Indiana, where I believe he's really from. You know, and I'm just going to say it like that because a lot of these cats be from Indiana, talking about they was born in Chicago, they from Chicago and all that. And the cat was from Indiana, Gary, Indiana. It says he also won the Alabama State Championship in 2010. So this cat was decorated when it came down to chess. And he was decorated as a so-called black man, so-called black male trailblazer. That's how he was always put out there and advertised. And so when we left off on part 1, O'Shea Duke Jackson was going in about how he felt the comparisons were with Andrew Tate III versus Kevin Samuels, and there's just a lot of rigmarole to me about these comparisons about who supports who and why. Listen, everybody gonna have their following, and listen to something I always say. Is that you're going to offend the most people in your life by figuring out how to be yourself. When you really figure out how to be you, you're going to offend more people than you've ever offended in your life. Because there are going to be some people that are not self-aware, who don't know how to be themselves, who couldn't even begin to imagine the first steps to arriving at themselves wholly. And they see you operating in your skin with no apology, and they're going to be offended by it. And it's not because even that they just have an issue with you as far as hating you or anything like that, but they are a low-key fan, and a fan flipped inside out is what a hater really is. Shout out to Chronicles of Judah 144. But we're going to play a bit of this video, of this live stream, so you can really get an understanding of how they were going in on O'Shea Duke Jackson, and all these cats are claiming to be a part of the Manosphere. But that's why I tell you guys all the time, I don't claim no Manosphere, red pill, none of that, because this lane I'm in is not limited. It's not boxed in. But we're gonna go into this. We listen to O'Shea Duke Jackson with his stream, with his video he uploaded with Andrew Tate versus Kevin Samuels and the comparisons a few days ago. Now we're gonna listen to this live stream from Ramil the Radical and his panel going in on O'Shea Duke Jackson as we continue to scrutinize this.
That shit, and Kevin Samuel came and got his own channel. I just think like this man's just jealous, B. If you really think about it, man, every dude that he did something with are either better than him. And when they become better than him at it, he starts hating, starts sneak dissing. It's like in a rap song, man.
Passive aggressive shit, like, oh yeah, he passed me up, but you know, I know he passed me up, but you know, I'm not mad. He always be like, I'm not mad. I'm not here. You know.
They're out here calling O'Shea Duke Jackson a fan flipped inside out, man. They're calling him a hater, saying he's jealous, that he's envious, that he wants credit that don't belong to him and all this other stuff, man. They going at this cat, man. Real talk. They going at him, and there's a lot of cats doing this.
some like sneak diss and shit. Like that's just straight sneak diss. I don't care what niggas say, yo. That is just some hating shit. Yeah, he got up there, but I'm not mad. But I put him on. Yeah, I remember when I gave him his first interview. But I put him on. Shut the fuck up, nigga. This nigga passed you, B. You were at first place. You became second. That's how it goes, nigga, in the race. It is what it is.
No, this is the thing, man. This is how stupid that nigga is. That nigga left the top of his own shit. Exactly. Be at the bottom of the fucking celebrity gossip market, nigga. Like you left the top. What kind of stupid business move is that? Where you
and then
go ahead,
well, no, you just pointed out. This is the dumb shit too. So he was going to he left America to go to what college and whatever in some poor Eastern European country.
That nigga been in college for 12 years.
Thank you. So remember during COVID, how if you weren't a doctor, you couldn't talk about the C-19, your shit got banged up or striked by YouTube itself. This nigga been in school for 12 years. If he got his fucking medical degree, he could have been making a stack of money just talking about this guy.
That nigga ain't, bro. That nigga ain't no doctor, bro. That shit over with, dog.
Now, do you see what happens when you give energy and time and effort to talk a bunch of smack towards somebody? You can clearly see this metastasize to other things. It started out with Ramil calling out O'Shea Duke Jackson on not having his facts together, giving lazy reporting, and that's cool. Scrutinize that. But now you get a paddle of fools that are just going in, and they really, this is a waste of time. It really is.
We know. Like, it's just crazy. I'm like,
nigga, that nigga is not no motherfucking medical. That nigga said, fuck that shit, nigga.
That shit,
he said Kevin James told him to stop medical school. Remember that video?
This nigga's the first passport, bro. Let's not lie about this shit now.
Sorry, he's an original.
He said YouTube would be more profitable for him, so he shouldn't follow.
Tricking, bro.
Every passport, bro, got a picture of O'Shea by their bedside that they kneel to every night, on God.
So ultimately, you had this panel of about 8, and they ended up sounding like some crybaby females talking about how O'Shea is the face of Passport Bros. He's the original Passport Bro, and all of these guys who are talking and bragging about passports and going overseas, they worship O'Shea because he was the original to do it, and they start questioning his medical degree and his credentials and if he ever actually went to medical school. And it's like once you start getting into all of that stuff that you don't, unless you have facts, leave that alone. Unless you can actually speak against that, leave that alone, because you sound like a hater. And so now, because your options are not as open as another so-called black man or man, period, you're gonna sit and complain over the internet? Come on, man.
Straight up. You remember he had beef with the Satanist Center, right? And the reason why O'Shea came at the Satanist Center, because one of O'Shea's passport bros sent a video of Satanist Center to him. That is right in whatever he was in Brazil, whatever the fuck he was. And that's why Satanist Center guy responded.
That nigga jumped out of his body, and then at the end of this day, the nigga had his daddy online. Had
straight up,
had his old ass daddy online and shit. Daddy, tell him it's not me. I didn't get crack. I didn't get caught with crack. Daddy, tell him it's you. Had his old ass daddy showing his ID,
and shit.
So had his old ass daddy motherfucker showing his government name and address. That ain't my son. That was me. I smoked crack back in the day. My name is Cornelius.
What the hell?
I didn't sell crack. That's not his criminal record. That's mine. This nigga had his whole daddy up here. How you bring your daddy to YouTube beat?
Wow.
I heard about that.
And why would you bring your sick, decrepit dad?
Yeah, he definitely brought his dad on there.
That's some bitch ass shit. Your dad's older than
he making my city look bad, for real. He need to stop claiming Sacramento, for real. He been through there for a few years. He be trying to claim it at his hometown. We don't claim him. He need to stop. He need to claim a village in Uganda somewhere. Find some way to become a chief.
My son, he ain't a crackhead. That's me. Had his dad talking about he a crackhead.
It was so sad, nigga. It was pathetic, bro. I seen that shit. I just turned
the dates didn't even match up with Satan Center. So you could have knew it wasn't O'Shea that did all that shit. It was like back in the 90s.
Yeah, clearly that was a lie. You know what I'm saying? But he was so. But this nigga don't want to. He trying to keep his quote unquote clean image so much. He just, even though niggas with common sense can clearly see that that was impossible for it to be him. He ain't give a fuck. He had to put his daddy up.
Romel, I would agree
too
with
clean
that.
when he bribing bitches in Uganda with fried chicken.
Old, that's the problem, bro. Like, we don't know. Yeah, it said 84, but my nigga, oh shit, could be 60. We don't know, nigga. Like, he looks old already. So, you know, when Saint said that shit, everybody was they're like, when Saint said that, they're like, this nigga does look like he's 60. That might be him. That's what I thought. I was like, that might be this nigga. Does anybody
know O'Shea's age?
We don't know.
I think like
we on some KS shit where he might be 51 or 57.
We don't know.
I'm gonna get out of there. I don't know. Yeah.
We don't know.
He passed the wall. If you said he above 50, we believe it.
If you really think about it from an objective view, that nigga do like he could be like 58, 60 or some shit.
Thank you. You don't know.
So that's why this channel is called Scrutinize This, because we start with the person in the mirror. That's where scrutiny starts. And then it trickles out to everybody else and everything else the more mature you become. These guys all sounds like a group of lames. A panel of lames talking a bunch of crap about a man when they should be somewhat sharpening their skills. Like, brothers, don't ever allow yourself to sound like some crybaby females.
We don't know, man.
But no, I think he is like 38 or 39 or some shit. But I mean,
oh, that's terrible. That's worse.
Nah, dog. I think he has a kid my age, nigga, at least about 30. Stop playing, nigga. Yo, I wouldn't be surprised.
We find out that nigga's an old age. Yo, let me. Oh, man.
Aren't a lot of these niggas in the manosphere old, middle-aged, washed up? I mean, come on.
I'm out of there. I don't know.
Try to listen. These guys started out with what was actually something they could have went off of with the whole fact check not being thorough. O'Shea has to take that on the chin. Any of us have to take that on the chin if we don't report properly, because most of us are amateurs trying to piece this thing together, trying to sharpen those skills. And a lot of us are just using this Library of Alexandria to piece together, you know, a new set of skills with the skills that we already have, as we're able to put this thing to video, you know, and put our talents out there. Some of us, we can exhort beautifully. You know, it's not all about being an athlete or anything like that. You can encourage and exhort beautifully, and that's what you're needed for, and that's what you need to sharpen. Many people don't know what they could be because they don't spend enough time on it, because they're doing things like this. All this time these brothers took talking smack about O'Shea, they need to be talking about something else. Because and that's why I say ain't no pro-black this and pro-black that, because you're gonna have to be pro-white to be pro-black. Because Joker needs Batman, Batman needs Joker. That's how it works. Black needs white if you're gonna be running around talking about pro-black. To further expose the globalism and the nationalism and all that is the fact that you're not about to rock with your people like that anyway. That's why we lost some of our original royalty and territory and kingdoms, because we were jealous of each other. We had this inner jealousy, and it's the reason why you see our families failing. And so you got to sit up here and worry about, if you do decide to take the risk and come together with another so-called black person, let alone black man, you got to worry about somebody trying to tear you down from the inside out. Because I guarantee none of these guys are really cool like that. But you could come together like some cackling broads, like some overgrown, you know, children with breasts, swinging like windmills. You could come together like that to gossip and go back and forth over another man because of what you like. So just wanted to point this out. You know, shout out to the brother. I hope that he can look at himself in the mirror and scrutinize himself and get these other brothers together. His brother Ramil. Shout out to my man O'Shea Duke Jackson. You know, I hope that, you know, where the area is, you can fix it. Just like all of us have to do, myself included. I'm not exempt from that. The more humble you are, the more God can lead you to what you're meant to be here for, what you were created for. But you cannot get into a mixture of people like this where they're tearing down someone else and taking away from the time that they could have invested toward sharpening each other, or especially sharpening yourself. But I'm up out of here, man. I just wanted to point that out, something that I did not expect to come across, but just in getting ready to go and work out, this live stream popped up and they was giving my man O'Shea hell, man. But hey, some of it was justified. Like I said, the areas where he wasn't factual and they were calling it out, cool. But all the other stuff, man, get on up out of there with that, man. Stop it. I'm up out. Baby. Come on now, y'all. We got to cut out all this effeminate behavior, man. Come on, man. We ain't got time for this, man. I'm up out of here. Baby.